Imagine spending your entire life chasing a dream and watching it get reduced to a single number pinned to a wall. Inside Wimbledon's All England club, there's a small card that most people will never notice. Plain font, plain paper, one number, 29. Above it, Alex Eala. To everyone else, it's just another spot on the drawboard. But for Alex Eala, that number means years of sacrifice, thousands of unseen hours, and a journey that almost nobody fully understands. Because that card isn't announcing where her story begins. It's showing where it finally became impossible to ignore. And what happened next could change tennis history. At just 21 years old, Alex Eala arrived at Wimbledon as the number 29 seed, becoming the first Filipina ever seeded at a Grand Slam. But rankings never tell the whole story. They show the destination. They never show the road. Long before the cameras arrived, before headlines, before top 10 victories, before people started calling her one of the fastest rising stars on the WTA Tour, there was a young girl from Manila with a dream that sounded unrealistic to almost everyone around her. Professional tennis is one of the hardest sports in the world to break into. The competition is brutal. The travel is relentless. The odds are tiny. And yet somehow, she kept moving forward. Not with viral moments, not with shortcuts, but with something much less exciting. Consistency. That's the part people rarely talk about. Because the internet loves dramatic transformations. People want secret routines, perfect morning schedules, performance hacks. They want to believe elite athletes operate with some hidden formula. But Alex Eala's rise tells a very different story. Since 2018, she's trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca under coach Joan Bosch. Years of repetition, years of discipline, years of becoming slightly better every day. No miracle. No overnight success. Just work. And maybe that's what makes her story feel different. Because it feels real. Now fast forward to 2026. Wimbledon is approaching. And suddenly the tennis world starts paying attention. Alex enters the tournament after one of the strongest stretches of her career. 6 weeks on grass. A title in Birmingham. A deep run in Berlin. Momentum building. Expectations growing. But the strange thing about success is that people often misunderstand where it comes from. When athletes start winning, people create stories around them. Social media starts inventing routines. People claim to know what they eat, what time they wake up, what products they use, what made them successful. But according to Alex's own interviews, the truth is much simpler. Her preparation isn't glamorous. Eat before the match. Warm up properly. Wear something comfortable. Fix her hair the way she likes. Apply sunscreen. Train. Recover. Repeat. That's it. And somehow, that simplicity feels almost unbelievable. Because we expect greatness to look dramatic. But most of the time, greatness looks ordinary. Until the results arrive. And then came Berlin. This was the moment people stopped seeing Alex Eala as a promising player and started seeing her as a real threat. June 18th. Round of 16. Her opponent, Elena Rybakina, former Wimbledon champion. One of the biggest serves in women's tennis. At the time, one of the most dangerous players in the world. For many players, this is the kind of match where experience takes over, where reality hits, where the underdog learns the gap. But Alex stepped onto that court with something stronger than momentum. Preparation. Point by point. Game by game. No panique. No rush. And then, she did it. 7-5. 6-4. She defeated Rybakina. Her first win over the former Wimbledon champion. Her 5th career victory over a top 10 player. The tennis world noticed. But here's the part most people miss. That wasn't the breakthrough. That was the evidence. The breakthrough happened years earlier. Berlin was simply where everyone else finally saw it. And there wasn't time to celebrate. Less than 24 hours later, another match. Another top opponent. Quarter-final. Alina Svitolina. Again, Alex stayed composed. Again, she looked ready. Again, she delivered. 6-3. 6-4. Back-to-back wins over elite opponents. On grass. One of the fastest, most demanding surfaces in tennis. That doesn't happen because someone gets hot. That doesn't happen because of confidence alone. That happens because the body is ready. The recovery is ready. The preparation is ready. This is where the hidden part of the story matters. Because behind every match, there's a team. Coach Joan Bosch, Years of trust. Years of adjustment. Years of showing up. Fitness and medical specialists helping manage recovery and performance. People whose names rarely appear in headlines. But without them, none of this exists. That's one of the biggest illusions in sports. We celebrate individuals, but excellence is almost always built by teams. And Alex has never hidden that. Even earlier in the grass season, she showed exactly how she thinks. At Birmingham, June 7th, WTA 125 final. She lost the first set. Pressure building. Momentum slipping. But she stayed in it. Then she fought back. 5-7. 6-3. 7-5. 2 hours and 38 minutes. Another title. Another step forward. But what happened after the match might reveal more than the win itself. During the trophy ceremony, she said something simple. She said lifting the trophy didn't mean she had reached greatness. Not yet. That one word says everything. Yet. That mindset changes everything. Because some athletes treat success like a rival. She treats it like confirmation that there's more work to do. That's dangerous. Because when someone stays hungry after they start winning, their ceiling becomes difficult to predict. And suddenly that card at Wimbledon starts to mean something different. Number 29. Not a reward. Not hype. Not attention. Math. Ranking points. Results. Proof. By the time she arrived at Wimbledon, Alex had earned more than 1,400 ranking points, built a season with 27 wins, generated over $850,000 in prize earnings. Numbers don't create greatness, but they leave clues. They tell you something real happened. Still, none of those numbers explain the most important thing: the routine, the ordinary days, the mornings no one films, the practices nobody remembers, the recovery sessions, the physical therapy, the days that feel identical. Because that's where careers are actually built. Not under stadium lights. Not during match point. Not while lifting trophies. In repetition. And that's probably the biggest lesson in Alex Eala's story. People wait for a moment that changes everything. But moments usually don't change everything. Habits do. One ordinary day, repeated long enough, becomes extraordinary. So when Wimbledon begins, and millions of people see Alex Eala walk onto one of the most iconic courts in sports, they'll see a ranking, a seed, a player. But now you know something different. You know that before every winner, before every upset, before every headline, there was a routine. There was discipline. There were years of doing simple things consistently. And somewhere inside the All England club, that tiny card will still be hanging there. Number 29. Most people will walk right past it. But for Alex Eala, it's proof that impossible dreams don't arrive all at once. They arrive quietly. One day, one match, one habit at a time. And if this chapter is only the beginning, the rest of the tennis world may not be ready for what comes next. What do you think? Can Alex Eala become a future Grand Slam champion? Alex Eala's journey to becoming a Wimbledon seed is not just a story about tennis. It's a story about discipline, patience, and trusting the process. From years of training at the Rafa Nadal Academy to competing against the world's best players, her rise shows that success is built through small daily habits repeated over time. Her performances on grass courts, victories over top-ranked opponents, and calm mindset under pressure reveal that greatness doesn't happen overnight. Behind every match, ranking, and trophy is a routine of preparation, recovery, sacrifice, and continuous improvement. Alex Eala's story proves that real success is created long before the world starts paying attention.